All the other cable networks led their shows with FBI Director Christopher Wray resigning. He will quit when Trump takes office on January 20th. Oh, the intrigue. The left will clutch their pearls that there is nobody to restrain Trump. All the norms have been violated. The right will celebrate Donald Trump's handpicked enforcer coming into reform. I put that in air quotes, the FBI. I'm going to tell you what nobody else will. This might be awful news for Donald Trump. It deprives him of what he needs most: an enemy, somebody he can threaten to fire, say is treating him unfairly. Mark Halperin is with us now, co-host of Two-Way TV, longtime ABC News political director, author of Game Change, the book that got me most excited about political journalism. Substack is called Wide World of News. I suggest you subscribe, which I do as well. Mark, good to see you as always. Are you noticing a difference in Trump's 2.0 transition versus the original one?
Well, Leland, first of all, take everything I say in air quotes. My arms are too tired to lift, but just accept that it's all air quotes. Look, he knows what he's doing. Although there is a fair amount of chaos, transitions are chaotic. This is less chaotic. It's more focused. There's more stuff in the can, like executive orders. He's conducting foreign policy to an extent that I'm surprised isn't getting more criticism. And he's also dealing with an outgoing president who is not sprinting through the tape. And so I've said this before, we're supposed to have only one president at a time, but all outward appearances, and some Democrats have said this too, is that Trump is basically the de facto president in many ways now. This is a very different transition than 8 years ago.
The fact that he said he's going to fire Wray, or said he was going to appoint Kash Patel, which basically means I'm going to fire Wray, and Wray said, no, I'm going to resign and sort of take all of this off the table and allow this new focus just to be on Kash Patel. I'm not convinced that that was probably not Donald Trump's first pick to how things would go.
Well, I had the same thought initially because he does like a good sparring partner, but he'll find somebody else.
Okay.
And I think if you're kind of keeping score at home and trying to, presidential power or president-elect power, it's kind of an amorphous thing, right? How do you measure it? It's about getting done stuff you want done. And you could add a little twist to that, which is getting stuff you want done with the least amount of effort, right?
So the least amount of cost to your, or expending political capital.
Exactly. And I think this sends a signal to Washington, new sheriff in town. He says, I want a new FBI director, and the FBI director says, sayonara. That's pretty good.
Yeah, look, you've been doing some amazing reporting from the Republican side and from Donald Trump's camp about the transition. And getting his picks through, and all of a sudden the newfound sort of fear of Donald Trump because Pete Hegseth has new life in him. Interestingly enough, Jen Psaki, former press secretary to Joe Biden, now on MSNBC, told everyone what the Democratic strategy is. Take a listen.
Republican senators, not a lot of them, but enough of them are doing what I'm going to call quiet defiance, because basically they're not coming out publicly saying they're opposing nominees like Matt Gaetz or Pete Hegseth, which most are quiet about. Joni Ernst probably came the closest. But behind the scenes, what's clear is they are making clear to Trump's team they are not going to support this guy.
And she went on, right, to say that it sort of set him up and knock him down. The Democrats have this thing that if you beat Matt Gaetz, it's easier to take out Hegseth, then it's easier to take out the next person. Is that why we've seen this change by Mar-a-Lago that shifted strategies pretty quickly to start playing offense?
Well, I agreed with Jen Psaki up until she said they're going to vote no. I don't know that any of them are going to be defeated.
Yeah, I agree with that.
In fact, today, if you ask me, the base case is not. Look, what I said when Gaetz looked imperiled is if Gaetz goes down, it can go one of two ways. One is the confirmation gods have gotten their ritual human sacrifice and everybody else will get through. The other is Republican senators are emboldened to say, well, we didn't think Gaetz was qualified. We made that clear to Mar-a-Lago, and poof, he was gone. So let's take out the others. Right now, I think because Hegseth has fought back effectively, it's headed in the former direction rather than the latter. At the same time, in this cynical age, in this age in which people think when MAGA says jump, Republicans say how high and may I land, I think it's important to note that the opposition And I think the universe of potential opposition to various nominees is as many as 15 of the 53 Republican senators. Their opposition is not based on corruption or a love of the deep state or a hatred of Donald Trump or some sort of personal ambition. It's legitimately based on the public interest. Because as we've seen with Joni Ernst, opposing Trump's nominees is not politically healthy.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.